Club. We are so thankful that you are joining us today, whether you are joining us virtually or you're here in person. I want to welcome you. I'm Shane Webb. I currently serve as the president of this club, and I am going to invite Dr. Bill Labar to open us in prayer.
And as we come to prayer today, we give thanks that Lindy is back with us. And I have a little story to tell the coaches. Earlier in my career, I served in a little country town outside of Wichita Falls called Holiday. And every now and then I was invited to imitate for football games, which is not, what you pray for when you imitate, kill them, just not too bad. But I actually have heard a pastor say, "Drop kick me, Jesus, through the goalpost of life." I mean, I've actually heard that done as an invocation. So we won't do that this morning. Join me in the spirit of prayer. Eternal God, we give you thanks for the blessings of this day. It's warm outside, but it's summer and it's supposed to be this way. We give you thanks for this club, its work in our community. We give you thanks that Lindy is back with us after her time away for medical issues. And we give you thanks for the football coaches that are here to tell us about their programs in our school system. It's truly a blessed day, and we are a blessed people. We ask your spirit to be upon us, to bless this food, to bless our work in the community, to bless this food, to take the nourishment of our bodies, and keep us this day in your peace. In the name of Christ, amen. Amen.
Excellent. Lieutenant Cody Johns, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I will. So please put your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, friends, you may be seated. In the interest of time and because nobody wants to hear me sing, we're going to skip our song today. You're welcome. That's my gift to you this day. And now I'm going to turn it over to our secretary, Donna Arellano, to introduce our visitors and guests.
Ryan Flack, YMCA.
Excellent, good. It's about time that it's official. Welcome to the team.
And we have our Irving ISD football coaches.
Very good. Welcome, y'all.
We have Anthony Small, Brian Rogers, Mike, David. I can't read all the names.
I should have been a doctor.
Why is it doing that now and it hasn't done that in the
Andre
past?
Smith. Beck Nichols.
Take me a few minutes to get that and be back. All right?
Awesome. We are moving forward and we're all excited to hear from our coaches and hear about what Irving ISD will be bringing to us. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Terry Oliver forward to make our introductions.
Good afternoon. So nice to see you guys here today. But I'd like for you to welcome Brian Rogers from the Irving Independent School District. He is the Executive Director over Athletics, and I understand this is a brand new position for him. So let's welcome him and congratulate him on his stage.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hey, there we go.
Trying to get a little excitement going. Man, I'm extremely humbled and excited to be standing in front of you guys today. As was just mentioned, I recently, as of 5 days ago, was blessed to have an opportunity to further my career in what I do. So very humbled to be here. I'm hitting the ground running, but this is always the best part of our jobs, to get to come out
at community events and tell you a little bit about the great things that are going on in Irving ISD. And I promise you again, there is no better school district in the nation than Irving ISD. I'd like to publicly thank the leaders of our school district, who truly starts at the top. And today we're blessed to have our superintendent of schools, Mr. Hernandez, here today. The Chief of Administrative Service, Dr. Smith, with us today. And again, we're truly blessed as a community to be led by you guys. So thank y'all for joining us today during this time. I'd like to thank Coach Luttrell. He's our assistant athletic director. He's getting a lot of phone calls right now. So I'm surprised he's even here today. So thanks, Coach Luttrell, for the last 9 years and the last 5 days. So I appreciate your support. So we have a lot of great things going on. This is a special time of year. Not only is football season getting started, that's what we're going to talk about today, but school gets started. You get the kids back in the classroom and get back to hopefully a little bit more normalcy than the past 2 years. And it's been tough on us all, but I promise you it's been tough on our kids too. And I think routine and getting back in the classroom is truly going to benefit our young student athletes this year. So really looking forward to my new position. Excited about my new position. But I know we're in good hands with our leadership. So, and I know our athletic programs are in great hands. I've worked with these 3 men that will come up here in a minute to discuss this season's preview with you guys. This is my 10th year speaking at this event. I've been in the school district 11 years, and I'm truly blessed to call Irving my home. And I don't take that lightly. I pledge to not only serve our kids, but to serve the community in the right way and to work hard and do good for Irving. I promise you that. So very humble. I know you aren't here to listen to me talk. You're here to listen about football. I understand that. But sports does have a lasting impact on young people. And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to provide every student athlete the opportunity to reach their full potential through community service. And we ask that y'all reach out to the schools. Anytime y'all need help with community service projects, it's very beneficial not only to the kids, but to the coaches to get out in the community and serve. So we highly encourage you to reach out to me or the Pacific campuses if you need some community service. Character development's big. We're going to reach the full potential through character development. And last but not least, competition, obviously, because it's sporting program. So excited about my new role. We have a good foundation. I'm going to build on that foundation and move it forward. And always making sure we keep the main thing. That's the kids of our United States. So blessed to be here. As my predator once said, ADs are here to be seen, not heard. So at this time, we have announced I was the head coach, campus coordinator at Nimitz the last 9 seasons. We have announced an interim head coach, campus athletic coordinator. I'm going to bring him up at this time, Coach Mark Small.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. It's an honor, a privilege. I'm beyond humbled to be announced as the interim head coach this season. As an athletic coordinator, any chance I have to brag on Nimitz Nation, I have to. Gracie Russell and Juliana Garcia are 2 rising sophomore volleyball players we have. I got to go watch them practice the other day when I sneak out to football field. And it was really exciting. I got to see our returning district MVP, Promise Michaela, putting up shots on campus. And I was so into the football aspect of it before. Now I get the opportunity to do that and really see and make an impact on the other student athletes in our school as well. We start our freshman football practices this week. We've been practicing every morning, every day. We've had more kids coming. The excitement is growing. Coach Rogers left big shoes to fill. But the speed hasn't changed. The stride is just a little different than being charged. And the kids are running with it. The energy's up. As a staff, we are all in. We have the best high school principal in Irving ISD. Mr. Miranda is beyond supportive right now. His culture for our campus is all in. As a staff, we are all in. And I'm asking our young men to do 3 things for me. Be all in to their integrity. They tell me they're gonna be in practice, they tell me they're gonna be in class, they tell their teachers they're gonna be something. Be honest and have high integrity. Be all into their effort, their work ethic, and every single play they make, and everything they do is the measurement of their masculinity. And then be all into something greater than themselves. Every day when we finish practice, they take a knee on the big ends in the middle of that field. That brand in the south side of Irving means something. Coach Rogers worked for 9 years to create that brand. It means something that Irving as a whole have pride in, and more than anything, to truly have Southside pride. It's my job to continue that. It's my job to make sure that the Nimitz Vikings are a brand that everybody in this room can be proud of. That y'all want to wear that in and that name and that silver everywhere y'all go. And I plan to keep doing that. Thank y'all for y'all's time.
When I got to say my farewells to the team, you know, I didn't know how that was going to go. But as you can tell, Coach Small did a fantastic job. I think most of them were more excited than sad to see me leave. So at this time, we'll bring up our second year campus coordinator, head football coach at Irving High School, David Moons.
Hope you guys are doing well this afternoon. Wow, Coach Smalls, I'm excited. I kind of want to go to Nimitz now. There's no doubt Nimitz is in good hands. As Coach Rogers said, I am entering my second year at Irving High. It's been a blessing and an honor to be at Irving in Irving ISD. When I got appointed to the job, I literally felt like I won the lottery, getting to step into this role. I think a lot of coaches get into this career, and there's a lot of good coaches that never ever get to become head coaches. And so I'm truly grateful to be in this role, in this district, working with wonderful people and a great administration here at Irving ISD. Here at Irving High, we're off to a pretty good start. We were able to scratch 2 wins last fall, and we're hoping to get that number up. Our kids are working; they are getting after it. They've been with us now for a good while, and where they're understanding what it takes to be a productive athlete and whatnot. And the big thing that we preach is the game of football ends for all of us at one point or another, some sooner than others, some later. But the biggest thing that we preach at our place is for our kids to be great husbands, fathers, and taxpayers for many years to come, way after the game of football has ended. And so we've looked at a lot of studies and done a lot of research as far as what it takes to be a good husband and good father, things like that. And so being a good father, we really look into the character development of what our kids have done and not done, as far as what they have at home. And the things that we discuss isn't to be insulting or a demeanor as far as what they're dealing with, but we look at things to learn from our experiences. And one of the things that we discuss more as far as being father in the fatherhood realm is take the good that you learned from your father, learn from the bad that possibly is there, and be your child's superhero. And so I know a lot of people that talk about, oh, Batman's my favorite superhero, Superman, this and that. I think my kid likes Thor and Hulk, and I'm like, here I am. But, you know, we try to cultivate those things and to them being present around their kids, hopefully not soon, hopefully many years to come from now. But we do talk about those things. And a personal story of mine, the previous head coach that I worked for in a different school district, he would preach all the time that a just present father, not even a hands-on father, a good father, just being present as a male is way better than the non-present man in a kid's life. And me being younger and dumber than I am now, I was like, yeah, whatever, here goes football. Well, when I had my son, when I'm home, my son will listen to the directives I give him. It's a lot easier for me to tell him what to do. And when I'm not home, or my son doesn't know I'm around, my wife will tell him what to do, and it's in one ear, out the other. And so I started to think back of some of the lessons I learned as an assistant coach. I'm like, oh, that's what he was talking about. So we try to preach those things to our kids to be good fathers many years to come. We preach about being good husbands. One of the researches, or one of the things that I've studied, being this football role, is one of the ways to avoid poverty or get yourself out of poverty is to not have a child out of wedlock. And so that ties into being a good husband. And so our kids come from a variety of backgrounds, a variety of subpopulations that are good and bad, but we do talk about those things. It takes getting uncomfortable and comfortable, and so we try to preach those things to our kids, that it's way more than a game of football. It's about the game of life, and ensuring that Irving Tigers are in good hands 40, 50, 60 years from now, long after I'm gone from this place and 6 feet underground. So that's all I have. Appreciate you guys having us over here. It's always a great thing to come over and meet you guys and see you guys in the community. Thank y'all so much for your support.
Before we introduce the last speaker, I would highly encourage you, whether you're a Viking or a Tiger or a Cardinal, there's a lot going on Friday nights at the stadium or in our facilities. Please, if you're looking for something to do, I promise you, our programs could use your support, and we welcome your support. So you need some tickets or something, be sure to call me, and I'll make sure I take care of it. I promise. We want y'all out at the stadiums and in the arenas and in the gymnasiums. So anytime you need something, please don't hesitate to call my office. At this time, I'd like to bring up a second-year coach at Irving MacArthur, Beck Nichols.
Thank you, Coach Rogers. It'll be nice to not have like a little bit about history with me and Coach Rogers. I was fortunate to get to coach against him when he was the offensive coordinator at MacArthur, and I was the defensive coordinator. And he would always, I would put a blitz on or something, sending the dogs, and he would line up in a formation where we'd have to check out of it. I'd be like, golly, man, you're doing that, man. So then it taught me a lesson. I had to teach my kids how to jump out of it and come back in it. But it'll be nice to be able to get him back on my side a little bit. I know he's still got a little bit of blue in him over there, being on that south side, but I'll get him some red gear too. Okay. A little bit about our admin. I know Coach was talking about he's got the best admin in the city. My principal would kill me if I did not say he does not. Natasha she is big on spirit and football and athletics and kids. So I'm just fortunate enough to be able to be in this role and being able to help her achieve her vision at MacArthur as long as the athletic vision. A little bit about us, our philosophy goes along, and I want to hit home on Coach Munoz. I love the fact that he talks about being a father and that sort of thing. We kind of go about it a different way. We talk about these things. We have a "we will win" mindset is our program, which is we will win in life, not just on the field. We're going to win in the classroom. We're going to win if we're walking down the street and somebody needs some help. Let's help them out. We want to be productive members of society, winning everything that we do, be on time, that sort of thing. And then we talk about our life skills. If you see some of our older kids, don't necessarily go with our young ones yet. We're working on these guys. But our older ones, if you ask them what are life skills, they should be able to recite them. Every one of them do. That's physical conditioning, being able to eat right, exercise, discipline, being able to do what you're supposed to do. And we hit on all of these a little bit more, relating to physical conditioning, discipline, relating to peers. They got to be able to relate to each other, and relating to authority, not just your teacher, your mom, or your dad, but adults and authority figures, and reacting to and handling your emotion. And that's a big one. We have to work with our kids, being able to learn how to react to and handle their emotions. So that's kind of a little bit of our philosophy and our program goals as far as what we do. And I know Dr. Paul got to come over and meet some of our players and interview them for leadership camp, and I thank you for coming over and doing that. And we got some of our players in there, not just football players, but other ones. We have other sports. We have volleyball, soccer, and it's just good to be able to have people come back and be able to invest in our kids. They don't have to pay anything. It's a week long, almost worth $1,000 of their time, what they do with the kids for leadership. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the athletic admin that we have here in Magna for being able to give me the opportunity to be able to touch kids. I mean, my dad was a football coach. I came from a football family. I know what I said, Coach Munoz, so I just realized when I said it, but coming from a football family, my dad being a coach, and I told my kid before I even applied, I said, I'm not going to go unless you're going to go with me. And that was my oldest son. He said, Dad, if you get the job, I'm going to go, because I got in this business because I was a coach's kid. My mom was a principal. We used to team up on my mom and be like, admin. They don't know what you're talking about. Now I'm on the other side of it. I'm like, Dad, we kind of said the wrong thing a little bit. Rewind in time. But being a coach's kid meant a lot to me, and how my dad treated me and how he treated other kids. And whenever you hear people that know your dad and know you, and they always come back and they ask, hey, how's your dad doing? He meant something to me in my life. I had a guy that hit me up on Facebook, and he just reiterated about the things that my dad did for him and the role model that he was. And this was over 40 years ago. And just for a guy to get to talk to me, to get back with my dad, and it's just a special career, special job, and I'm very fortunate enough to do it. And that's what I'm about. I'm about kids, and I love kids. We this year we did a Texas Ranger night, family night. So I was able to get some tickets and take some of our families and meet them at the Ranger game and do a night at the ballpark, which was fun. And we're trying to hit even more stuff like that. Also with the any of the extracurricular stuff that we can do with the kids, we do. Now I'm gonna flip a little bit, get on the football side of it. This year, I'm very excited. We have a lot of returners. We just missed the playoffs this year. We lost. We came back against JJ Pierce that last game and tied it up, and we had a fumble that kind of cost us. But we had an opportunity, and our kids got to see a little bit of the light at the end of the tunnel, and they got a little taste in their mouth, so they're hungry this year. We have a lot of returners. We have a returning quarterback, actually 2 of them. Both will be seniors, and we do have a great underclass. I looked out there, and I know we graduated some seniors, and I looked out there, and I was like, it looks like we got our whole defense back. This is fantastic. And then I look over, and our whole offensive line's back with our both running backs, our quarterback. And then we lost some receivers. So I'm very excited about this year. The growth mindset that our kids have had, the work ethic that they had this summer. They've been in there busting their tail and really getting after it. So I'm very excited about that. We're trying to create an excitement around there, a buzz. We have our freshmen going right now. Next year we'll be doing this a little bit earlier. We're going at 6 o'clock. It's a camp. We're not having gear on right now, but it's a campus at 6 to 7:30. So we're out there getting after it, and those numbers are growing. So I'm excited about our freshmen. With my son graduating, and I'm sending him off to college this weekend. So we're going to take him down and drop him off. My wife is dreading this time. I think I'm okay with it. I think when I'm driving back, it'll probably hit me a little bit harder, but I'm also fortunate to be able to have another one coming up. So I have a freshman that'll be coming to Mag, and he'll be a Cardinal. It's very special to me to be a Cardinal. Both my kids, when they were little bitty, ran through that tunnel out on the field. Back story about me, I started my career at Travis Middle School. I worked my way up to the high school level and became a coordinator. Then I went to Irving High, so I do have a little bit of gold in me, just a little bitty bit. All right. But I had a great 2 years over at Irving. So when she said go Tigers, I was like, maybe Cardinals a little bit more. But I'm an Irving person. I'm all about Irving kids. I want to keep our kids. I got to go speak at the Big Dogs. They had they're practicing with their little kids out at Ralph Ellis Stadium. I want to say ISS. I'm like back in the day. But we got to go out there and talk to the kids. And I made it a point to say, stay in Irving. We want you guys to stay in Irving. It's a great place, and great things can happen. But keep your kids in athletics, keep them in Irving's, because that's what we want them to do, to be successful. We don't want to bring them up and then go somewhere else to play. We want them to stay here, and that's a big thing. And I'm all about, I would love to see us go 1, 2, 3, preferably 1, but 1, 2, 3. But I'm excited about it. It was a great honor to be able to talk to these kids and get these kids wanting to come to Irving School. So I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about this season. Would love to see you guys come out to the game and see our style of football. I think you'll have a blast, and that's it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for having us this year again. I appreciate it.
Coaches, thank you for being efficient. Our meeting is running right on schedule. Do we have any questions for the coaches, the administration?
So, there's been a lot in the news, and I was just curious, what are you guys doing about watching out for the kids not getting too hot?
Go ahead.
Our school district has key guidelines in place, and I'll put our guidelines.
Will you come to the mic so online people can hear too?
You might repeat your question for those online.
So the question is, in regards to, as hot as it's not only been this year, but the last few years, what policies do we have in place as a school district to protect our kids? And obviously safety is our number one priority. Safety far outweighs wins and losses in any arena. We have a great policy in place. I don't know, the article came out last week in the Dallas Morning News, if you read it, it talked about the big 3 that's already in place at Irving ISD. We actually, right after this meeting, I'm going to meet with my 3 coordinators, and we're going to go over one more time our heat guidelines to make sure that our coaches take those back to their assistant coaches on their campuses to make sure that they understand what our policies are, and we are going to enforce those. So policies are in place. I would put our policy up against anybody in the state of Texas because, again, nothing's more important than the safety of our student athletes. So that's going to be probably working out early in the mornings these first few weeks. And again, we train our coaches, we train our athletic trainers. We're all on the same page when it comes to heat guidelines. Thank you.
Any other questions? David?
How do the coaches think about where they're going to be in the district? How competitive are they? How competitive is the district?
That's a great question. Every 2 years we have district realignment. Last year, we were in with Richardson school districts, along with Jesuit in our 3 schools. That district stayed the same. They did add 1 school to our district, Highland Park. First time in 6A history that they have built 19 districts. So now you have 8 district games, but we're excited. I mean, that's opportunity for us. We don't control any of that. We can just control what we can control. And, come on, come on. The district got bigger, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's who's the most prepared, what team's ready to go. And as far as that's concerned, it's going to change 2 years from now regardless. So we'll play whoever the UIL tells us to play, and looking forward to it. So the kids know the challenges, but that's what they live for. So we're excited about our new district, to be honest with you.
Any other questions? You got time for one more? Lázaro?
Are there any programs in place for athletic students that participate in athletics to develop them into how to apply to college and what life after high school looks like? Is there anything in place that you guys already talked to your kids about as part of the teaching that you guys have to do?
Absolutely. Each one of our coaching on all campuses, as alluded to earlier about these men, it's not just about these 4 years, it's about what that looks like down the road. And that may be college readiness. it may be workforce. We provide, and our school district does a great job of providing resources that will come to our campuses and give them, because we know, I mean, kids have different career paths, and our school district does a great job of giving us the resources to come out to our campus and visit with each and every one of our kids about what that next chapter in their life looks like. So from our end, on the athletic end, we have recruiting seminars. On the athletic side, we have parent meetings. We track their core GPA to make sure they are college ready. And we do that from freshmen, because that's when it starts truly as a freshman. If you want to play at the next level, you just don't get to go play. You have to earn that right to go do that. And number one, foremost, being academics. So that's usually the year that they want to struggle, but when they understand the scope of this is an important year for you. Don't build yourself too deep of a hole that you can't get out of later. But school district does a great job of not only for the athletes, but for every student on each of our campuses, do a great job of providing us the resources to further their career, and hopefully in Irving, to be honest with you. So,
Thank you. All right, let's do that one more time. This is a meeting that we look forward to every year to hear from our coaches, to get excited and get ready for football, because we are in Texas, like it or not. And I'm ready, so I appreciate y'all coming out and letting us know how this year is going to look. And we look forward to supporting you, and especially supporting the students. So thank you for your time. Friends, we do have some announcements for the good of the club. One that I want to push, because I'm trying to recruit, is there's an opportunity for us to be part of the Irving Las Colinas Bowl-a-thon on September the 14th. I have 3 people committed, and we need 3 more to make a team. So we can show people what the Irving Las Colinas Country Club is all about and show off our bowling prowess. So if you're interested, please let me know so we can get that moving forward sooner rather than later. You don't have to be good. We're not really in it to win it, but we do want to be a presence there. It benefits the Irving Advocacy Center. So that's a wonderful cause for us to help with. So if that's something you want to consider, please let me know. I'm going to let John talk. I know that's dangerous, but he has an announcement about the district roundtable this Saturday at 9:30.
Yes, it is. There's always a district roundtable every Saturday. It gives you a chance to go and find out what other clubs in the district are doing and how they're doing it. And this year, those Saturday meetings are on the second Saturday of the month. So this Saturday, 9:30 at Christ United Methodist Church in Plano. I think the address is, check this out, 3101 Coit Road in Plano. And it's a free breakfast.
Hey.
So you really might want to go.
Next Saturday, not this Saturday. This is the first Saturday.
Yes, this is the first Saturday, second Saturday.
Okay, so not this Saturday, but next.
And you should apologize to me for not letting me use the microphone.
I apologize, but that also may have bought us some time. Our next meeting will be here, but on the 18th, there will be no noon meeting. We're having our happy hour here from 5 to 7. And I want everyone to start promoting that now. I'd love to see you all there. This is a great opportunity for us to network and fellowship and to potentially bring in new members in a relaxed environment. So please come. We always have a good time. But remember, please try to get at least one other person to come with you to that to help us continue to grow our club. I appreciate that. That's the 18th. But we'll be here next Thursday for lunch. All right, are there any other announcements for the good of the club? How are we doing with flags, Bill?
He gets to use a microphone.
I didn't tell him he could. This is self-serve, John.
We had a really tremendous work day last Saturday. We built, I think, 70 to 80 flags, and so we're in good shape. Problem is, and I've been wrestling with this, we've got about 30 more to do. And in consultation with some of my team members, I think we're going to get together on the 20th, Saturday morning, the 20th, and try to knock those out so that we're completely cleared up and ready for Labor Day. So mark your calendar for the 20th. It'll be the same schedule as it was this past week, 8:30 to 9:30. By 9:30, we're done and go out. And some of us get there early and get started. But we have about 30 flags. The three holidays for the coaches in Memorial Day, Flag Day, and Labor Day did a number on our flags. You know, the ones on the PVC pipe, and we ended up with about 230 of them that were damaged. And so we've got to take those all apart and then put new flags on the poles, and that's what we're doing. And we've done not quite 200, so we've got about 30 or so left to go, roughly, I'm guessing. So we had a great day, great time, a lot of hard work, and if you'll just mark your calendar for the 20th, that we'll try to wrap this up until after Labor Day. Okay, thank you.
August 20th. All right. Lieutenant Cody Jones.
Just really quick, my wife wanted me to let you know real quick, Lieutenant Amanda, she made these awesome cool flyers because I'm not creative at all. So August 10th, we're having a back to school bash. We'll have Whataburger wanted to partner with our team. We also have Hilton, and then also I just found out Hertz is going to be there too to do for school supplies, so we can have our kids get ready for school. Can't believe it's already that time already. So August 10th from 4 to 6, I would love for y'all to come out and just come say hello. We'll have popcorn, snow cones. I'll be on the grill cooking hot dogs. It's all gonna be free. Just come up, say hi, and just it'd be great to see y'all. And we are taking donations right now up until the 9th of August. We have not received any markers yet for a lot of our elementary kids. So if you know anybody, we are really looking for markers. Is our biggest need right now. So thank you so much.
Tell us where this is now.
So it's gonna be at the Salvation Army of Irving at 250 East Wallweiler, right between Britain and Wallweiler. You can't miss it. It's a huge building there.
Yes.
So please come up and visit.
Awesome, thank you. And he does have flyers, so if that's,
If you want a flyer, let me know.
if you're interested, grab one from him. Any other announcements for the good of the club? All right, if not, if you'll stand, our president-elect, Lazaro Alvarez, is going to lead us in the four-way test.
Federal appearance and please go into the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? God bless y'all. The meeting's adjourned. You have 5 minutes still, so please take some time to talk to one another. Yes, coaches and Irving ISD administrators.